Walther Creed. I was just in the mood to do some shooting. I'm going to do a little more since I have some ammo. Yeehaw! Uh-oh. Gong. Nice. I guess 2 mags is enough. Hickok 45, yes, with the Walther Creed. Okay, you've asked for it. Here it is, helping us. This is another Walther, and I understand why people have been requesting it so much. Saw it at SHOT Show, handled it, felt it, but yeah, feels pretty good, and I like the trigger. Okay. And that's always a huge hurdle, or can be a huge hurdle with some of the modern pistols. Some of them have everything going for them, but the trigger is so-so crunchy, mushy, too heavy, gritty, and all these various things. Or it's a double single, it's something you don't like, or it's double action only, or you don't like the striker fire. So trigger's a major factor, of course, with any firearm. You want one that you like, and everybody has their own preference, including myself. But this pistol is an interesting firearm. Walther, I constantly get surprised by Walther pistols. I think the first time I was really surprised was when we did the PPQ, and I think I might have shot it better than I do Glocks or anything else in the video. I haven't watched that one for a long time. And then what was it, the PPX fellow Linus out of Clarksville, and I thought, wow, what a strange contraption, but the thing felt good. It shot well, so even though it had a really odd trigger mechanism on it. And this one, it's got kind of a high bore axis. That's one of the negatives of it. You can tell by looking at it. I mean, if you look at a Glock, I just like to make all the Glock haters upset. The bore axis is right there with your hand. With this thing, you're down lower on it. Okay, 9mm though, so it's not a big deal in terms of recovery from recoil and everything. But other than that, the grip fits the hand pretty well. It feels good just the way you grip it. All right. Other than the grip surface, which I don't think provides much friction at all, and that's one of my pet peeves about polymer handguns. A lot of companies do all kinds of things to their grip to make it look like you get all this friction. Maybe you get just a little bit out of that. It is minimal. It's still too slippery for me. If this were my pistol, I'd have to put some grip tape on it of some kind immediately. And in fact, I'd like to do it for the video, but I'm holding off. I just didn't do it because I wanted it to be in its natural state, but it would feel so much better if it had some tape on it, some grip, a better grip. So as far as I'm concerned, they waste their time doing all those shenanigans. Unless they're going to do, now this is a 4th generation Glock, and I've got all the Talon grip stuff on it to make it a little bit bigger and fill in the little gap there, and it feels really good to me. But the 4th generation Glocks feel pretty good with the stippling they do on those. And I discovered recently, so do the new M&P, the 2.0. They feel good without, just with what they've done to the plastic, the stippling. So it can be done to where you actually get some friction. All right, enough on that. I won't harp on that all day. This is Walther has 3 or 4 pistols in this size with the PPX, the PPQ, something else. I guess the CCP is not this big, but it's similar to some other firearms they have. But this one, I guess the biggest difference is it's under $400. And I saw somewhere a person online said they could find it for $350, they thought. They had seen it for $350 somewhere, I don't know. But under 400 bucks, and it's a Walther, and it's not a piece of junk. Okay, once you get down into the $300 range, okay, you're getting kind of iffy here. Now this is a mainstream, high quality company, and a good shooting pistol to boot for under 400. That's the real claim to fame here. So what are you sacrificing, or what is the problem with it? How can they sell it that cheap? I'm not sure. That may not seem cheap to you, but in the world of a lot of firearms like the M&Ps, I mean, you're talking 600 bucks, to buy a Glock or an M&P and a lot of other pistols. And to knock a couple $100 right off of that, you almost become suspicious, But it's Walther, you know, through and through. And I understand, I heard one of the reps telling somebody that it was something, the fact that it's still hammer fired and the way it's manufactured, they're able to keep the cost down just on the way it's manufactured, okay? But it has an interesting trigger. You see the hammer back there? It's got kind of a bobbed hammer. They call it a pre-cocked action, trigger action. And you don't get the hammer in the way, of course, because it barely comes out of there. And when you cock it or shoot it, it's partially cocked. So then when you fire it, it's sure you're moving that hammer, but you don't really feel much pressure. It's a 6.5 pound trigger pull, supposedly. And when it breaks, it's very clean. I will have to say, I like the trigger on it. I really do. And I'm a striker fired person. It kind of feels like a good striker fired trigger. It really does. I could live with this trigger on all my Glocks and all my other pistols, my VP9, you name it, and I would be happy if it had that same pull. And that's saying a lot, because I'm pretty picky. It just breaks where I like it to break. It's not bad. So let's shoot the thing a couple more. I happen to have, I knew we had one coming in from Bud's, and when I was at SHOT Show, I told the Walther people we're going to be, you know, reviewing or looking at it. We don't know if we do reviews or not, what we do, but and it sure would be nice if we had some extra mags. They sent me 3 mags, so it was great. But now this is a Bud's firearm, and it comes with 2 magazines, and that's the way it'll be in the box when you see it. So we'll hang on to these 3, and maybe we'll have another firearm that they fit, you know, in the future. But it's nice having some extra mags, so I don't have to spend all of my time during the video reloading mags, and you have to listen to me yak. Okay, let's shoot the thing a little more. It seems plenty accurate. I've been shooting it for about a week off and on, and have not had any malfunctions yet. All right, let's go on over there. I'm gonna try the red plate. I'll be darned, hit it. Hit it again. Well, let's see how many times I can hit it in a row. That means I'll miss this one. There's 4. I think I missed. Okay, so 4 out of 5. Let's make it 5 out of 6. Yeah, 5 out of 6. Let's try for 6 out of 7. Yeah, if I hit or not. Anyway, nice trigger. Let me try the other red plate in the middle. Let's try that really little one. Got him. Oh man, feels pretty good. I'm gonna try that little bitty what is it, a goat, buffalo. Oh, a little bit high. I have more ammo though. Look at this, a lot of ammo. While I'm working on it, I'm gonna try to hit him. There we go. Little cinder block over there, I think. And he fell down on me. All right, let's try some plates up here closer. Well, okay. Got to get the sight on the target, but it's really a shootable firearm. It definitely is that. What about it now? Let's take it apart here. You don't have to fire the trigger. You just, well, you don't have to pull the trigger to break it down. Just pull down the lever there, and it comes right off. And yeah, I mean, it's Walther. You know, it's got a big old slide, but it is a sweet gun to shoot, no doubt about it. You know, it's I see this firearm being fairly popular because of the price and the shootability of it. It's just a good old gun to shoot around. Be good for the price. there's not a lot of risk involved because it's a Walther and it shoots well. It sounds like I'm trying to sell a thing. I'm really not. What do I know about it? Well, you've got a reversible mag release on it. You don't have an ambi slide lock or anything like that. Your rear sight's driftable. It's got the 3 dots, and you've got a lot of space. Your front sight's kind of narrow. I've seen some people complain about that, but I kind of like that myself. I like a little space there. I can tell whether I'm lined up or not. You know, when I'm shooting at long range, which is what a pistol's made for, isn't it? A polymer pistol. And it holds, what, 15 rounds in the 16 rounds in the magazine. 16 rounds, okay? And so far, you know, no malfunctions. I just brought the Glock out not to make Glock haters mad. That's just a side benefit, making all them mad. The real reason I brought it out was to just compare in size. So it's a Glock 17 sized firearm. Okay. Now it's got a different, you know, angle on the grip. I'm back in the slides together. The back of the slides are matched up, and you can see it's the same length and slide, and the grip is about the same. Okay. I guess the Glock just a hair shorter. And you get 17 rounds, 16 versus 17, but they're essentially the same size firearm in terms of length and in grip length. Now, again, to give you an idea, and this is not to bash the Walther, it's to let you know what you're looking at here. My battery's dead on this, but I'm going to put it on the slide. You do get a thick slide with this firearm. Make sure I got it right. Don't move it. Okay, there's the thickness of the Walther, just to show you the difference. Okay, look at the space you've got. So it is a lot thicker than a Glock slide. Okay, other than that, they're about the same size firearm, and so it's heavier. I think it's 27 ounces. So it's not a light gun. It feels a little bit top heavy. You got a big old slide on that thing. Okay, and I think the reason this gun exists, they've got all these fine, you know, pistols already. Walther does in the full size format. Was because I guess they figured out they could make a pretty good gun pistol economically, and there's a lot of competition price wise and, you know, quality wise and everything else, and so if you can put this together for under 400 bucks, I guess you've done something, because it's a pretty good shooter. What am I doing with a magazine with ammo in it? You know, they're meant to be shot. So let's take a couple more. Just put a couple on this target. All right. Oh, I see a 2-liter behind it. First, I'm going to get him right through the green. Wow, what a horrible shot. Okay, that's a little better. Let's smoke some pot. We've not smoked any pot yet. Yeah. There's some more pot. Oh, 2-liter got saved there. Oh yeah, well, I shot that ammo pretty quickly. I like the trigger. It's if you don't like this trigger, there might be, well, I won't say there's something wrong with you, because it is a little different, but it's light and it has a definite break. It's just what the doctor ordered for me, because that's the one thing I always say. You probably heard me. I don't mind the weight of the trigger. When I hear about the weight, I read the specs on a firearm, and oh, it's 5-pound trigger, 3-pound trigger, 7-pound trigger. None of that really matters to me personally much. I try to pass it along to you if I remember it, because it does matter to a lot of people. But it doesn't matter much to me. What matters to me is the feel of it, how it breaks. It really does. And this trigger is not heavy. I'm not implying that. It has a nice break. You got a little bit of travel. We'll look at it there more closely. You got a little bit of travel, and then you feel it. It stops basically, and then it's a very distinct point there where it's going to break. And I like that. You get a lot of feedback, a lot of, what would you call it? It's easy to perceive. It's very perceptible when it's going to break. Okay, so it's nice, really nice. I like it a lot. Here I'm loading all these mags like I'm going to shoot a bunch more. Well, I just can't stop. You know, got all this nice ammo. Sorry, Federal. We're going to sling some more of it and see what we can hit. As I'm loading these, again, be sure to check the video description. All the videos, it's the same basically, except for any information about that specific firearm. And we have links to everything there that we can link to, including our Hickok 45 store. Be sure you check that out if you haven't seen that yet. Shirts, hats, and all that cool stuff. Wow. Facebook, Full 30. I guess I don't have Instagram on there maybe, but Facebook, everything. The Hickok 45 and Son channel. So John's doing some cool stuff over there, and on that channel, and some other places. So keep an eye on him. I'm over there with him occasionally, doing one of them there grammar lessons or something a little silly like that. You caught that one recently. We have a little fun over there. We have a lot of fun right here. We have a lot of fun everywhere. Okay. Yep. Not quite loaded. Might as well do the whole thing here. All right. So what did I forget to show you or tell you before I shoot it some more? Okay, let's look at the trigger. She's clear. So not much pressure takes to get it right back to there, and then right there it's kind of stops, and well, right there I felt a little travel there, but right there it breaks. It just breaks. I'm feeling a little piece of creep there I hadn't been noticing before. But I don't know, mate. Sometimes when you're actually firing rounds, you don't notice those things as much. It's really a phenomenon. But then the reset. Now the reset is not all that short. Here's the reset. It kind of, let's see. You got to go all the way back out there for a reset. Okay, then click. Do that again. So the reset's kind of long. That might bother some of you. I tell you though, just shooting it, the reset doesn't bother me. I don't notice it as, wow, it's got a long reset and that kind of thing. So shoot it a little bit more here. This thing is meant to be shot, no doubt about it. I've got lots of ammo. And it's a target-rich environment. Let's put it in the holster here, make it hot. It doesn't quite fit in even this do-all holster I have because it's so thick. All right. Oh, we got a little more pot to smoke here in a can. So, what should we shoot? How about that? And boom, yeah. I'm like smoking pot on the range. Some more plates. Just one. Let's go back. Oh, let's get a pig. Yeah, let's get a turkey. Boom. Fell right over. All right. You know what? I might try for a chicken, since I feel like I have a good trigger. Go. Oh well, knocked him around there. Oh man, fun. Let me try those two sliders. Alright. A little bit to get him. Let's try the other one. All right, sweet. The red plate. I can't hear it very well. I'm gonna go to the gong, put a few on him. I see him rocking, so hit him a couple times there. Yeah, there's something about some triggers that make you just want to keep shooting. I'm not sure what it is, so let's do that. It really make you want to just empty the gun. I have one more magazine, so let's do that. Back in here, and let's just make some gray spots. Last shot. It's a fun gun to shoot. Do I need to tell you that? So no, I'm not selling Walther Creeds. I'm just impressed with a firearm under 400 bucks like this, that it exists. I really am. I would say, as far as negatives, the trigger reset, you know, a little long. Again, I don't get any friction off that grip. I'd have to wrap that up some. A little top heavy, you know, you got the high bore axis. But yeah, I tell you, just for a shooter, a carry gun, a home defense firearm, truck gun, maybe it's low enough in price you would consider for something like that. I don't know. And it's not malfunction. I probably won't, you know, shoot it anymore, but I've shot it a fair amount before the video. Probably, I don't know, I loaded up all those mags a couple of times. I don't know, under 100 or something in that neighborhood. And then what you just saw here, where I revealed my addiction. I couldn't stop shooting, and not a bobble. You know, it's done just fine. So that's what you'd expect from Walther. And again, it is an inviting thing. One reason I guess I seem so impressed with the firearm is that it's Walther, you know, and it's under $400, and it works. Now, it's not maybe the most ergonomic firearm on the planet. Might not even be your cup of tea because of that high bore axis and the hammer fired action, you know. But I'm telling you, for a hammer fired action, that thing has a nice trigger break. It really does. You know, when I take my time, it becomes a kind of a precision shooter. Well, as I started out there, before I started getting too crazy and frisky, when I hit that red plate 4 in a row or something like that, and I really, if I just slowed down, took my time, I feel like I could almost not miss it, you know, out of 10. And for just a plain Jane polymer, you know, defensive handgun, that's not something I can say about every firearm. So that's kind of a testament to the trigger, not to the accuracy of the firearm. See our video called Accuracy. It's not that. They're all more accurate for the most part than we are if we're just standing and shooting them. It's that trigger, really is. And then the sights play a role. So again, I've heard some criticism on that sight, but I kind of like it because you can see just a little daylight between the two rear dots if you got it lined up properly. And with some sights on combat pistols, you know, you don't really have that as much. So anyway, I kind of pointed out the negatives and the positives, and you know, it's a firearm that if you pick this up in a shop, gun show or somewhere, and it feels good to you and you kind of like it, then you're not going to make a mistake. It looks to me like if you were to purchase it, because most of the negatives you can uncover, you know, in the gun shop. All right, if you don't like the feel of it or the high bore axis, and if they'll let you pull the trigger, you know, you can uncover what you might not like about it if you like the feel of it and everything. But it's a good shooter. I'll vouch for that. And speaking of that, one thing I do, I may have mentioned this a time or two, if I'm about to purchase a firearm, gun shops, gun shows, you know, people can really give you a hard time if you start snapping their triggers, right, the firearms. And sometimes you can't because they're tied up. But what I do is, if it's a firearm I'm sure I'm going to buy this today, either here or somewhere else. We get together on the price. I really think I want this firearm, and about the only thing that's going to keep me from buying it from you today, right here now, pulling out my wallet, is if the trigger is really bad or something. They'll generally let you try the trigger. And if you just come in and start snapping firearms, they're going to maybe kick you out of the shop. But you're ready to buy the firearm. In fact, I won't buy a firearm if they won't let me pull the trigger. It's that simple. Yeah, so, but I'm not going to start pulling the trigger, without, asking them. So anyway, just a little tip there. I won't charge anything extra for it. The Walther Creed seems like a good one if the size of it and the weight don't turn you off. Life is good.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because I know I sure did. While I've got you here, I wanted to let you guys know about our friends over at SDI, the Sonoran Desert Institute. They are a fully accredited online distance learning program where you can be certified in gunsmithing, and you can also get an associate's degree in firearms technology. And they also do a lot of work with veterans. They accept the GI Bill. They also have hands-on experience, even though it's a distance learning program. So just want to let you guys know about them. Also, you can find them at sdi.edu. That's the Sonoran Desert Institute. And also, just want to let you guys know we have merchandise now. So if you want to buy any Hickok 45 merchandise, you can go over to our store. The link is in the description of every video. And there's also a link kind of on the header of the main channel page, the main YouTube channel. And so we've got that. And also, if you want to find more of our content in other places, it's everywhere. You can go to full30.com. We have most or all of our videos over there. You can also find us on Facebook, Hickok 45 Facebook. You can find Hickok 45 on Instagram. I think it's the real Hickok 45 over there. And then also on Twitter, it's Hickok 45. And then me, the son, John Hickok, you can find me at Hickok 45 and Son on YouTube. I also do a podcast called Gun Culture Radio, which you can find on that YouTube channel and also on iTunes. And there's also a John Hickok Facebook page, which you can find the link to on the Hickok 45 and Son channel page. There's a link over there. And that's all I can think of for now. It's a lot to digest, so you're going to want to think about that for a little bit and then watch one of these other videos that's like down there or over there somewhere, because some of these look pretty good.